Thank you so much for tuning in today for a 20-minute meditation session where we'll be focusing on releasing anxiousness, food noise, food cravings, and uneasiness around our relationship with food. So please feel free to find a quiet space, sit comfortably with your back against the chair, your feet flat on the floor, and your hands in your lap. Take a deep breath in, hold the breath for 4 counts, release the breath for 7, and repeat this for 3 times. Welcome in, blessed. We are live with our weight loss meditation for Saturday night. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. So glad to have you guys here tonight. It is exactly 7 o'clock p.m. on the West Coast. So thank you guys so much for being here, getting our daily readings ready. We are on day 241. Queen, welcome in, beautiful. It's about that time. Welcome in, Sharnice. Thank you so much for stopping by. We are doing weight loss meditation. Please come on in, get comfortable, sit back, relax, and stop that anxiousness, stress eating, restricted, and food noise. Welcome in and welcome to weight loss meditation. So glad to have you here. Hello, Chantel. How are you? Hi, user. Welcome, welcome in. Welcome in. Nice and calm tonight. Welcome in the jewelry store in Joan. If you are new here, I am Coach Kenya. This is my before, and you are currently participating in my after. You and I together are having an after experience. That's what I like to say. So welcome on into my live. I'm so grateful to have you here. Welcome into Man's, I'm not sure what the rest of it is. Be genuine. Welcome in. Welcome in mindfulness. Welcome in. Hey, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. So glad you're here. It is 9:03 Central Standard Time. It's 7:04 in the AZ, 9:03 Central, and 10:03 East Coast on a beautiful Saturday morning. It's a holiday weekend. What are you doing for the weekend? Tell me where you tapping in from. What city, what state you repping tonight as you meditate, relax, and change your existence forever. Meditation helps with emotional sobriety, and many of us are emotionally immature and don't know it. And I know that sounds kind of offensive when you first hear it, but when you really think about it, emotional maturity is really important because it helps us respond to situations without having temper tantrums. And many of us are running around here having a whole bunch of temper tantrums. And unfortunately, those temper tantrums lead to us overeating for stress, sadness, loneliness, angerness, bitterness, resentment, remorse. And as a result, we gain weight. And here we are walking around eating to feel better instead of fueling our body. So what I like to do is I am a mindset coach. I'm not a wellness coach. I do not focus on nutrition and fitness only. My primary focus first is your mindset. And then we look at the other two components, but prioritize mindset. So we do a lot of mindset, mental health based therapeutic laid out work first as we're working toward building your fitness and fitness foundation and nutritional foundation. But first, Birmingham is in the building. But first, we look at the mindset because that is key. Your mindset is going to tell me if you can even stay consistent enough to lose weight. Your mindset is going to tell me about your belief system, what you're capable of, what you believe you're capable of. It's going to tell me a lot right away. And many people skip the mindset part. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the likes, Gene. I appreciate you. But the truth to the matter is, hi, Mari, how are you? But the truth to the matter is we must do mindset over all else at all times. There's never a break from mindset because that's what drives the body. All right. So tonight, if you just tapped in, my name is Coach Kenya Lachelle Elliott. This is my backup page. If you're on TikTok, my main page is at Coach Kenya Elliott. This is at Coach Kenya Elliott 2.0 on TikTok. If you are on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, you are on my primary handles for those channels. Thank you so much for following me. If you have questions, issues, concerns, or you would like to work with your girl as your coach or your guide toward a better mental health basis and relationship with food, then tap that button in the profile. click the information button on my weight loss, on my coaching firm webpage, and my team and I will get you situated, okay? And we are excited to always work with someone who's discovered that mental health is really relevant in weight loss and is a game changer. Welcome in, Mo. Welcome in. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you all. Hi, Tasha. Hi, Nosy Chick. How are you? 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 All right. So tonight I'm going to go ahead and be quiet. I'm going to set the alarm for 3 minutes. Please be sure to tap that like button and share the live. I'm going to keep doing the same. And I'm also going to share because I know that sharing is caring. And when I share, my team is notified that I'm live. And that tells them, hey, let's go check out Coach and see what Coach is doing. So I do share the live myself. And then I do go ahead and repost that for individuals who are on my backup page that don't know that I am live. Welcome in, Shirley. Welcome in, Gigi. You came in just in time for us to start the 3 minutes of weight loss meditation. So if you just walked in the building, we are doing 3 minutes of weight loss meditation. Starting now. I'm trying to pin this comment. See if I can. It won't let me pin it. I was trying to pin the comment to let you guys know we're meditating, so that when I get quiet, you will know. Okay. All right. Welcome in, Yvette. We're meditating. Welcome in, welcome in. We are doing our weight loss meditation. Everyone choice. I reclaim my power. Thank you guys so much for tapping in. So glad to have you. How are you, beautiful? How are you? Welcome in, Kachona, is that how you say it? How are you? Welcome in, Queen Cheetah. Welcome in, Grants, and I think Jax, Tammy, and Esther. They just now came in. We are doing weight loss meditation. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the taps. I appreciate you. Hi, friend. Welcome in. Hi, Jules. Welcome in. Hi, Cheryl. Welcome in. Don't forget to follow, and I'll follow you back if this is something you like. My relationship with food. I am in control of my relationship with food. I am in control of my relationship with food. I got you back, baby. Hi, Marlene. Welcome in, loves. If you're just now coming in, you just tapped into weight loss meditation with Coach Kenya Elliott. I've dropped 400. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to invite you during meditation, but if you want to come after meditation, you're welcome. We're doing weight loss meditation. We do it for 3 to 5 minutes. This helps with food noise, stress eating, restricting. It also helps with chronic cravings and obsessive compulsive thoughts about food. It's going to help relax the body, calm the anxiousness, and help reroute the thinking so that you can change the behavior from having the thought to acting out. Learning how to sit still and sit in your emotional capacity is really important for adults. But many of us experience trauma, and so we're emotionally immature and need assistance actually maturing that portion of us. And one of the ways you can effectively do this around food and relationships is through meditation. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm going to drop that information sheet in case you need it. Cheryl, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you, Journaler, for being here. Hi, Katrina. Welcome in, beautiful. Hi, Amy Don. Good to see you. Welcome in. Hi, 8636. Welcome to Weight Loss Meditation with Coach Kenya. I'm showing you one of my superpowers. I use weight loss meditation to deal with my mindset and my food noise as a recovering food addict. I've lost 479 pounds naturally, and this is one of the techniques that's helped me sustain my weight loss. So if you're someone who is using the GLP-1, or you just finished weight loss surgery or on your way to get it, weight loss meditation is going to be a superpower. Particularly the ones that I make are specifically made to do something for your behavior. As a retired behaviorist and professional counselor, my team and I create these videos with an intention in mind about calming the body, reorganizing the thinking patterns, and working on word to thought processes and then acting out. So along with the meditations in our coaching daily program, our daily coaching program that I have, we also teach tapping and breathing and other behavior modifications to go along with the meditation to help break the mental part that's connected to food. So you may be doing the physical part with your injection or your surgery or your calorie deficit, but you got to do the mental part. From the chains this is how you get the mental part over here. Of a life free. So tap that follow button if that's what you need next, is you need the mental part now. I come live. This is free. You don't owe me anything. I'm coming literally giving you tips and nuggets every night. All you need to do is bring your 2 books that we read, bring your notebook and a pen, and tap the like button if you can. And if not, I expect you to be taking notes if you can't tap, because I want you to get the nuggets, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get that reading started. We're going to be reading from 2 books. The first book is going to be David Komalafi, and I have the pictures of that book because I left it in New Jersey. But our second book is going to be Melanie Beattie. This author focuses on codependency. If you know anything about codependency and you know anything about relationships, then you've understood so far that food is a relationship just like everything else. And the second thing, you're so welcome. Thank you so much, sir. I'm so grateful. God did it, not me. The second thing that you're going to learn is that food is a relationship, 1. And 2, your food is the only relationship that you cannot 100% be done with. It's not like the other stuff. It's not like the smoking stuff. It's not like the sniffing stuff. It's not like the shooting stuff. You can be done with those things, but this is the one thing you cannot be done with. It is the only inappropriate, narcissistic, and purposely enmeshed, codependent relationship you will ever have is with food. And it is the only one that you must sustain healthiness with, because you can never reject it totally. You can never practice full abstinence of nutrition. You can practice abstinence of items, but abstinence of full, fresh, all-out food, nutrition, you cannot do. Therefore, it is the most toxic relationship we can have. Therefore, we have to treat it as such in order to heal it. The name of the first book journaler is David Komalafi, 365 Days of Fear Not. That's the book I'm going to read from my phone. And the second one is going to be Melanie Beattie, Journey from the Heart. If you go over to my website, click the link in my bio, and go to my website at whatifirise.com, go to the link in bio, and you can grab the links to these books, or you can just head over to Amazon and grab them. It's just only $9.99 for this one. It's going to be a daily devotional. It's going to help with that mindset. The other book is going to be a daily devotional that's going to help with fear, because many of us are in fear on our weight loss journeys, and this is why we keep plateauing and gaining the weight back. Because when you are on a weight loss journey in fear of gaining the weight back, all you're focused on is the fear. You're not focused on the journey itself, enjoying it, loving who you're becoming, growing, changing, healing, experiencing. You're only focused on how good do I look, what does the scale say, and what does the number say? And that's the wrong intention. If that is your focus, welcome to relapse, because it's around the corner waiting for you, because you will gain the weight back. Yeah, I hate to say it. And I went back and forth with people for years that has told me, oh, I won't gain the weight back. As a matter of fact, I wrote on a post about 9 months ago to a young lady who did a fitness challenge. She had lost 400 pounds. And I wrote on the post, it said, congratulations. And I said, I pray that you use mindset, because this amount of weight requires mindset, so that you can work through the process of grieving and then accepting the new version of yourself. And I got a lot of likes on the comment, but the person itself that wrote the post never commented or said anything on the post. And I figured out why, because 6 months later on my timeline it came a video of her, and this video was her with a voiceover, and she's explaining how 30 days after she lost all that weight, she proceeded to overeat because of her mindset, depression, loneliness, anxiety, and rejection, and she ate all the weight back plus some, and gained it back in 2 months. Because what you must understand, you probably are thinking to yourself, how can a person gain over 200 pounds in 2 months? Because the power of this disease, the power of this affliction, the power of this addiction moves God out of the way. So you begin to pursue and do things that are not even godly of your behavior. Now you're eating in a gluttonous manner. You stop praying and fasting and asking, and all you're doing is chewing and buying and eating. Lacey, welcome in. You've shifted your focus. Because if we don't deal with the anxiety and stress, if we don't develop coping skills and put them in the place of the spaces that we used to eat over, then before you know it, we'll go back to the spaces where we eat over the things that make us feel. It's serious. It's for every pound you lose. I want you to look at it. For every pound that you drop, what did you heal? Think of it like that. For every pound that you dropped, did you write down and do a moral inventory and go back and dig up every angst so that you can make sure you're not eating, because that feeling of left out is not connected to that situation from 10 years ago with your sister and your brother, and you still eating over it, but you don't know you eating over it. So you got to go back. You got to write all of that out. You got to dig through your moral compass and write all of that out, so that you are not emotionally holding on to pain and then digging all those dead bodies up every time pain or trauma or angst hit your front door. You don't just have today's problem. You go dig up 1994s, 1982s, and 1976. You telling your past situations like they today. Some of y'all still grieving over y'all parents that passed away 10 years ago. You realize nowhere in your mother would she want you sitting around eating, restricted, and abusing your body to the point of lack of mobility because she's gone. There's nothing in your mother's DNA that would have wanted you to plan yourself to be depressed for half of the year because she ain't here for Christmas and the holidays. Why would your mother want that for you? The mother you claim you was close to, that meant everything for you, that wanted everything for you, that wanted you to have the best, that wanted you to see. You actually think she's in heaven somewhere saying, oh, go ahead and be depressed and overeat and gain all of that weight and get swollen and activate autoimmune diseases and end up in trouble getting cancer scans and everything. I want that for you now that I'm gone. That's the life I want for you. No, that's not. That's the life you're choosing for you because you're choosing not to rise. I don't know no mama that wanted that. I don't know no daddy that wants that for their children. I don't know no child that's passed and left their parents behind because I've lost my children. I don't know none of my children wanted me to be eating myself to no 592 pounds over their memory. None of my children wanted that. None of my children wanted me to eat myself to 3 heart attacks, 3 strokes, a catheter, a shit bag, 6 IVs, a permanent port, and a permanent health condition that I'm going to die from. None of my kids wanted that. You can't tell me my children that passed on, that I used to eat over and grieve over, wanted the life that I ended up living, being stuck in a hospital bed at 36 years old, not able to wipe my ass, being turned by 10 people, smelling like the death itself because I was too damn big to keep clean. None of my children wanted that. You can't tell me that my mother who's in her grave would want that. You can't tell me that my grandmother who's been gone for tons of years would want that. You can't tell me my adopted mom, they sacrificed everything to raise me, including her 25-year marriage, to adopt me. You cannot tell me that that is what she left for me in her memory. She left depression, anxiety, overeating, sadness, anxiety. No, she didn't. Compulsive shopping, bad budgeting, living on a dime. No, she didn't leave that for me. No, that's something I've created out here on my own trying to survive. That's me. That ain't her. That ain't her. It ain't nothing about her. Because my mama was a happy woman. She didn't care who you was. She would take a bum off the street and help you get back. So maybe she didn't make all her things right with her children, but my mama was a good woman. And what she didn't like is people to suffer. So what I know, two things for sure. Either the biological one, the godmother, or the adopted mother, none of them wanted what I was giving. But I was giving those things. And part of those reasons I was claiming it was over the grief and the loss of these people. I ain't saying nothing. Let's get the reading done. I got people to see and places to be. I got life, believe it or not. Yep. Because I can talk about this thing for hours and hours and hours. I can do it for hours and hours and hours. Sit and talk to you for hours and hours and hours. Because I'm really passionate about the missing links and the missing connections that we're making, that we can heal ourselves. A lot of stuff that we're experiencing is self-imposed. A lot of experiences that we're having, depression can only find me if I open up a gateway for it to get in. So if I tell myself, oh, Christmas is coming, my mom's not here, I'm going to get sad. That's not how. That's attention seeking. That's not. I don't care what you say. Nobody plans to fall into depression. You don't plan to fall into depression. Well, you know my mama's birthday coming up and she's gone, so I ain't gonna be no good. You realize you're literally being a victim. That's not grief, honey. That's attention seeking. How are you planning to fall into deep, dark sadness 6 and 7 months before the assigned date and you're announcing it to people? Food brings to my body and embrace each meal. Most people that be falling into it, they probably not announcing it like that, bookies. So you might want to go see somebody and talk to them about what's going on with you, because it's something else, okay? And I'm telling you that because I used to do it. Did you know for 15 years, every year from June to July, the end of July, I was in a self-imposed depression over my daughter's birthday. And I need you to understand what I just said. I said a self-imposed because I was fine up until June. But the minute I realized by looking at the calendar that the date was coming, I would physiologically begin to feel permanently depressed and sickly. All based on my thoughts. Every single year, it never failed like clockwork. I would fall deathly ill. Couldn't work, couldn't sleep, couldn't eat. And one year, somebody said, why don't you do something fun for her memory? And I said, what? I said, no. She said, you're remembering her with victimization, grief, loss, and horribleness. Why don't you remember her with something good? She said, you should go get up early in the morning and take yourself out to breakfast in her honor, then release some balloons in her honor, and then go out for her honor, and then shop for her honor. And I thought, are you telling me that I can celebrate her life and not be in a depression over her life? Oh, God, you done set me free. Oh, I'm free now. Because I've been doing this thing for 15 years. And in those few minutes, she gave me freedom. She gave me permission to no longer be a victim of my sadness, grief, and hurt. She gave me permission to no longer be a victim to loneliness and abandonment. She gave me a reason to let go and to hold on again all at the same time. She said, if you love her so much and you want to honor her so much, why would you be honoring her life with darkness? And I looked and I said, oh my gosh, you are so right, Sylvia. You are right. Why would I drag her memory up in pain if I claim She was my peace. Why would I not go celebrate her to enhance the peace her memory can bring instead of enhancing the darkness that the sadness of her loss permits? And what was happening is it would scoop me further and further away from God every year. Before I knew it, I looked up and I no longer was even a Christian. I was joining other denominational churches. I'm going to let y'all hold that when they go to our reading. That one was deep. That's why you're going to have to get my book. It's a series now. But we're going to open this thing wide up. I'm going to talk to you how food, starting back from the age of 6, has had me out in these streets, different religions. I done been Buddhist, Mormon, Southern Baptist, Pentecostal, daggone near Kojic. I done been Southern Baptist, trying to find God. And all that time, God was inside of me. I was searching outside for him. I mean, I knew I was going to find him in other people, if they just prayed for me in other places, if they just saved me in other things, if they could just be there for me. But at the end of the day, when all the clothes was off and I was but spiritual naked, he was always inside of me, that small, soft voice. Hey, Steph, whispering, I got you. I never left. You keep believing me. I got you. I never left. You keep believing me. I got you. I never left. But you keep believing me. How many is that true for? I got you. I never left. But you keep believing me. How many people know they keep walking away from them? You see them at the end of the street, and every time you get close enough, you back up. You see him, he's standing down there, he's waving, he's calling your name, he's holding a sign like they do at the airport with your name on it real big so that you can't mistake him out of the crowd. But you keep leaving him. You keep turning back. You keep looking over your shoulder as if something is back there that is more important than what he's put in front of you, because the fear of pursuing what in front of you looks impossible, but going back is easy. Good evening, TR. Do you keep leaving him? That's tonight's question. It is written on day 241, David Coleman says, and now abide faith, hope, love. These three, but the greatest of these is love. See, one of the things I found with that grief and that darkness, it was I couldn't love myself because loving myself didn't leave any room for me to keep loving their memory. See, used to be afraid that I would forget what she looked like if I didn't get sad like that every year. I would be afraid that if I didn't stay in grief, I would forget what her face looked like. See, this grief thing is this serious, and many of us don't even realize that we have to grieve marriages, relationships, and children. You see, I was afraid that if I didn't stay sad, then I wouldn't remember her. You see, some of us have to stay sad, and because the sadness stays around, the eating and the snacking stays around. They're connected. We don't realize they're connected to be rejected, but we are using them as tools of survival because of the pain. See, the love can't get in when the fear is in there. When the fear is driving the car, love don't sit in the front seat with fear. It sits in the trunk. Welcome in, Felicia. Welcome in, the lady. Welcome in, Sharon. Welcome in, Instagram. Welcome in to all the newbies. With confident expectations and true affection for God and man, fear is conquered. And I would say with confident expectation in yourself and affection for yourself and God and man, fear is conquered. The love can't fit in there. Not if fear is in there. It ain't no room. It ain't no room. Because I know when you're in a relationship, you can be feeling all the love in the world from your husband, but when you get in fear, you can't feel that thing. He could be right there trying to hold you and coddle you, and when you in fear, you can't feel that thing. He's right there coddling you, wanting you to hold you and fix it and make it better for you. But because you in the midst of the fear, you can't feel the love he's giving. Because the fear is bigger. Prayer says, today's prayer says, hold on, it kicked me out, y'all, my bad. I shall not fail in faith, hope, and love in Jesus' name. I shall not fail in faith, hope, and love in Jesus' name. The second prayer says, I shall always abound in faith, hope, and love in Jesus' name. I should always abound in faith, hope, and love in Jesus' name. David Komalafi, Day 241. Again, that principle for today says, with confident expectation and true affection for God and man, and we added and ourselves, fear is conquered. Fear is conquered. We have made it to day August the 30th. We have finished another entire month in Melanie Beattie's book, Journey to the Heart on Codependency. And man, am I excited, because the more and more we read, that means the more and more we're learning, and the more and more we're growing. And if we're growing and learning, that means we're changing. Welcome in, Raymond. How are you? Good to see you. Hey, Q51Q. Welcome in, welcome in. All right, we're going to now read August the 30th, David Melanie Beattie, which it says, what would feel good to you? What do you want? What would feel good to you? Ask yourself that question often as you go through your day, as you live your life. When you don't know what to do next, when you're not sure how to find the path that's right for you, ask yourself what you want and what you feel and what will feel good. That's how you'll discover what's right for you, what energizes you, which friends feel good to be around, what work excites you, infuses you with passion, which hobbies interest you. How do you want to spend your time? We have to, we have endured, we have endured have to long enough. We have endured have to, the word, have to long enough. We have pushed ourselves through should the word should too many times. There is a better and a different way. Learn to recognize what lifts your spirits. Become conscious of not only what you need, but also what you want and like, what feels right to you. At first, doing what you want and what feels good to you may be uncomfortable, especially if you spent much of your life doing what doesn't feel good to you. Learn to be comfortable with new energy. Learn to become comfortable choosing what energizes you. By following your heart, by following your passion, you will find your path and you will find joy. The possibilities for joy are limitless. If we can do what feels good to us in work, in life, in love, in play, learn to become comfortable with joy. You have the power to create joy by choosing what feels good to you. The time for joy isn't later. The time for joy is now. So what feels good to you? Melanie Beattie, Journey to the Heart. Hello, Dream Inc. How are you? That really resonated with me, because I think that sometimes we don't know what to do next. We're not sure where to go or what to do next, and we begin to kind of flounder at what's next. But I want to tell you that if we step back from floundering and becoming overwhelmed, if we pull ourselves back, then our higher power, our God, will come in, give us what we need to do next, and we can pursue it with a massive amount of just energy and love and hope, like the reading said today. I know for me personally, battling with obesity my entire life, one of the things I struggled with was self-love and self-validation. And as I began to lose the weight, one of the things I had to do was validate myself and validate the love for myself. And that wasn't buying myself stuff or getting my hair done or my nails. That was speaking life over myself, praying for myself, speaking scripture over myself daily on a regular basis, speaking life over me and hoping to me, because for so many years people had spoke against those things and stolen those things from me, and it had become my responsibility. I had taken up a staff to say that I will feel whole inside of me by my own tongue. I will not wait for man to validate my existence. I will validate my existence because God has validated my existence. And from movements and actions like that daily, every day in my bathroom mirror, that is how I sustain 470 plus pounds of weight loss for 10 plus years. That is how I don't end up being a relapse story like I was before. That is how I stay in the game, because I never leave without putting my mindset priority. The scale is the last thing I'm concerned with. My mindset is everything I'm concerned with, because it will determine what I'll eat and if I'll cheat. Not my body, not the scale. My mind will. God bless you all. If you have no questions, my name is Coach King Lachelle Elliott, and this is our daily reading. Thank you so much for tapping that like button and helping us with 2,000 likes tonight. Thank you so much for all the people that tapped in. It says we had over 100 viewers in here tonight, and I'm so grateful for everyone who stopped by and watched from the FIP or came in and dropped that chat and gave us those likes for tonight. We are so grateful to have you. And without further ado, if there is no questions, I will hop on off.